Alec must be working late.
Racking his brains about how he's going to pay his bank charges.
Well, he didn't bank with me, so I'm not guilty.
Alec puts the hours in, he always has done.
That was called being busy, Frank. Now it's more like the captain staying with his ship.
I've known him for 25 years. He's a survivor.
Like yourself, Frank.
Ted. What's up?
It's a suicide. Frank. Metallic garden.
Frank.
Sorry? Yeah. New buckle should be here in the morning. Might as well take the afternoon off.
Morning, Frank.
Morning, Mr. Candy. Oh, sorry about the recuts yesterday, Boo.
Oh, it's not your fault. That quality control over there is a right littler. Blame her. All right, Maureen.
She'll be sending stuff back if I'm not careful.
Ah, she will anyway.
I'll pass it on. Goodbye.
Jill, did Simpsons get back about the backing cloth?
How did it go?
They said the cause of death was suicide. I think it was more bit by bit.
I brought the glasses up for the party.
We celebrate more than ever this year, shall we?
Martin was just saying about buying some computerised machinery, a clicking press even. Help you cut down on labour costs.
I'm at the top end of the market. We go for a handcrafted look, you know that. We sell quality.
It's fine. In a market that small, where do you go for new customers?
I won't start making crap.
Look, neither of you are wrong. He does know his market.
And your brother knows what?
Financial control.
Tractors. Your company made tractors, for Christ's sake.
Money's money. You're going to have to put some of them on short-time working. Either that, you're going to have to start making redundancies, Frank. I don't see any other way.
6 weeks you've been with us, Martin?
You asked me to join you.
How many offers did you have? You had no choice.
And how much choice do you think you've got?
What happened?
Well, I wished him a safe trip back to the States.
Come on, Brian. What'd they say?
Oh, they want 3,000 shipping out.
What?
3,000.
Yes!
But they want it in 6 weeks.
Oh, we'd need 10, 11 weeks to do an order that size.
It's got to be 6, Frank.
Can't argue, can I?
You could try.
How many of the machines will that tie up?
What am I supposed to tell them? That it's inconvenient, that we're grateful for their order, but couldn't they make it a little smaller?
Well, what are the credit arrangements?
What exactly do they want? Right. We get most of the girls on this and put the smaller orders back. Right now, we need every single one of them out there. Plenty of life left in us, darling. Plenty of life.
After police gave chase, the offender was apprehended. Stolen items were found on him. He offered no resistance during his arrest. He's charged with burglary. Having entered part of the premises as a trespasser, the offender stole items of clothing.
Has the offender any previous convictions?
Not to our knowledge, no, ma'am.
The offender is 18, unemployed, and lives alone with his mother, who works part-time at a turf accountant's. Anything to say?
It weren't premeditated or anything. It just happened. And I'm sorry for all the upset I've caused. To me mum especially.
Well, he's refused to name the others involved. I really think a custodial sentence is appropriate.
Not according to the pre-sentence report. Nor me. This is a first offence.
Probably be painting some fence in a children's home or something. Bit piece of piss.
I'm trying to do my best for you, you bastard! I'm trying to do my best! Mum!
I'm just going to have to get back onto our leather suppliers and see if they'll rethink the credit terms, because Dykes certainly aren't going to pay us in advance. Anyway, see you later.
You've big orders out for canvas and fittings too.
We need an extension of the overdraft.
How much more?
90,000.
That's a lot of money, Frank. What do you intend using as security?
The house.
Why don't you just throw me in as well?
Look, this order is proof that things have turned the corner for me, for us. I know the house is a lot, but the business is what I am. I won't let you down. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
Thanks for agreeing to see me.
You said it was about your son,
You do remember him, don't you?
Danny.
I must see so many.
Not so many, too many.
I'm worried you might be seeing him again.
He's done something.
He doesn't do anything.
So,
If he had something, somewhere to go, I know it's asking a lot.
asking what?
An opportunity, really. Some sort of trainee.
Recommend him, you mean?
I meant your factory. You, taking him on if you've got something.
Oh, I see. Well, I haven't, not really.
Well, I know it's asking a lot. It's just that I said I'd do something. I'd try to... Anyway, thank you.
How's he getting on with his community service?
Does it?
Does he know you're here?
No. I just want to keep him honest. You know?
Mr. Cole, ask him to come and see me.
Really?
We're in the middle of a big order, so maybe we can work something out temporarily, if he wants to.
Oh, he'll want to. I'll make sure he wants to.
Oh, it's running between the various sections, really, Danny. From the cutters to machiners, picking up fittings, taking some over to quality control. Huh? Ginny, this is our new boy, Danny. She'll take you in hand.
I beg your pardon?
I meant explain.
She preferred the first version.
Beautifully. Bet you've never said that about a sewing machine before.
You're here to enjoy yourself, Rachel. Enjoy yourself.
Congratulations, Dad.
Thanks for coming up, son.
Oh, here he is, the heir apparent. What about me?
Oh, I could never make bags, Ginny. Oh, I'll make a living with my mouth.
Pity you weren't here to help me with this speech.
That's different, Dad. You'll be speaking from the heart.
Come on, speech.
Going swimmingly by the looks of it.
He's just lost a major order.
How do you know?
I live here, remember?
Well, they both seem fine.
Don't be so complacent.
They're talking, aren't they? Anyway, I just happen to think there's more to them than the fortunes of this firm.
Let's just hope we never have to find out.
Have your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, hurry up. He's getting nervous. This is a very special day for me and Frank. Well, I'm sure it is for all of you as well. So, come on, Frank.
Well, it's lovely to see you all looking smart for a change. And judging by the amount some of you are knocking back tonight, I'm glad there's no work tomorrow. We'll be finding handles underneath bags and zips that finished halfway. Oh, I'm sorry, Jessie. I forgot that's the way you work anyway. Well, now, you haven't all been here 20 years, but I hope you will be for the next 20. And I really appreciate the work you've put in, the contribution you've all made to making this company work. Anyway, we've come this far. We can go a lot further. Can I ask you to raise your glasses to the future and to Frank Candy and Company?
Frank Candy and Company. Well done, Frank.
I felt like a bit of a fraud, asking them to toast our future.
Well, what are you supposed to do? Tell them about your overdraft.
Brian Dutch thought he saw our future. He voted with his feet.
Silver lining. Couldn't afford him anyway, Frank. Sales are up to you now.
What's going to happen in 6 months' time, Martin? Will the bank call in its loan?
Depends on your performance. Like I say.
Yeah. It's up to me. Buckles, snap links, slides, loops, they're all solid brass. Kid leather on the linings and edgings, rubber bonded canvas, and the heavy stitching here, 2 rows, not 1. It's the same for all the bags, hand, shoulder, overnight travel. And now, what we're doing more and more is making for companies like yourselves who used to do business with the bigger manufacturers, but because those manufacturers are only prepared to do large runs now, their minimum is too much. We can be far more flexible. Well, I'll leave it with you, shall I? Huh?
Now, Margaret, would you get me Deacons and Gordon from McCann?
Have a nice time. Don't eat too much popcorn. It's fattening. Well, you should worry. Anyway, it's nice to meet you, love, anyway.
You too.
That's a nice bag.
Oh, Danny got it cheap from where he works.
Oh, that was lucky.
Companies stage manage their AGMs now, Dad. They have big marketing budgets.
Anything to disguise the fact that the quality of the product might not be up to much.
You sound like an Old Testament prophet sometimes.
Making things is obviously a mug's game.
I booked a table for 2 in the name of Candy.
Yes, Mr. Candy. Now, could you come this way, please?
So, how did it go with the buyer today?
Thanks. Oh, very well, yeah. They like the look of what we do. Looks like there's going to be a big order in the offing.
Got the bag cheap, did you, Donal? How cheap? As cheap as you?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I go to Mr. Candy about giving you a job. He actually takes you on. And what do? You steal from him. I call that pretty cheap. Don't you?
It won't be missed.
Don't you understand how to behave? Don't you understand anything?
Am I the only person in the world who's ever pinched stuff from where he works? Everybody does it.
Well, maybe they think they're owed summat. You owe him.
He very probably did set fire to the shop, but what you feel in your water isn't exactly the same as proof of each and every element of the offence, is it?
Certainly wasn't 3 seats of fire and paint stripper poured everywhere.
Clever bastard. He's going to get away with it.
Clever, innocent bastard. Not guilty.
You are free to go.
Taxi? Ginny! Come on, get in.
The bus will be here in a minute.
Get in. Is it one of the kids?
Bill's lost his job at Weldon's. Him and 17 others.
Christ!
It just come out of the blue. No warning, nothing. Don't know how we're gonna cope with Christmas.
Is there anything I can do?
Keep me in work.
You'll never have to worry about that. Ever. I mean it.
I've had 18 years with you.
I know. Be back about 11.
What's this thing again?
Oh, the probation officer set it up. Young offenders talking about detention centres.
Most men have hobbies. You get your kicks from being a pillar of the community.
This ain't bollocks, is it? What do you mean? What do you mean?
I need some help. Your sort of help.
I'm a plumber, betrayed.
I have a business. Same as the shopkeeper had a business.
So?
This would be along those lines. Better in a way, in that there'd be something in it for you immediately.
I haven't got the faintest idea what you're talking about.
Money. I'd commission you to...
Commission?
Look, I've made a mistake. Can you get up, please? I don't do this. I don't... I'm sorry, I've finished. You'll have to get out. Get out. Get out!
You said to hang around.
Did I?
Said you wanted a word.
Oh, sorry, son. It was just about your probation. Look, we'll leave her for a bit, okay? Sorry to mess you about.
Getting into belts now.
I'm always looking to branch out. Don't let the grass grow under your feet and all that.
Sound?
Mind you, this belt business, it's just an idea. If you could keep it under your hat.
Our secret.
If you like. Anyway, I know you don't tell tales. You didn't tell them your mates, did you?
No, just don't do them sort of things, do you?
As a magistrate, I'd have to differ, but as a man...
Well, the laws matter more sometimes, don't they? Like you copying them belts.
Nice bags.
It's stock I can't sell.
Won't have to now, will you? Do you use anything in the treatment of them bags? You know, linseed oil out like that?
We don't use anything.
What's through there?
Dispatch office.
Don't worry. I'll do things properly. I take pride in my work.
So do I. This is half.
Just leave it to me now, okay?
What, no?
Well, it starts now. Not with a fire, though.
Look, Mr. Joyce.
Call me Paul. Trust me. I'll call you. Off you go. Bye.
I put sugar in. What's this?
Factory alarm's gone off. Police say there's some windows smashed.
Oh, great.
I told them you were out discussing crime.
What'd they say? Didn't they believe you?
Why wouldn't they believe me?
What did they say?
Well, they thought it was ironic too, Frank. Where's your sense of humour?
Be back in a bit.
Why don't we drag him out of the factory and make him come and have lunch with us?
Hey, Josh. He has a sandwich in the office. He always has a sandwich.
That's why I'm suggesting he come out with us.
I don't think he'd be very good company at the moment.
Why not? What's wrong?
I don't know.
You must know.
Well, I don't. He isn't sane.
Is it the business?
You can always talk about the business.
Wonder what it is then.
Who was that?
Just about my court appearances next week.
Really?
Really? Why don't you believe me?
If I didn't know better, I'd think you were seeing someone else. Do I know better?
I've never cheated on you, okay? I've never cheated on anybody.
How have the police been?
Last time they seemed a bit pissed off.
Good. Don't remove any photos of your wife and kids from your desk. It's tonight, all right? Don't touch the alarm. And when you get the call, as far as you're concerned, it's just kids again setting off the alarm. And take your time. Don't want you getting there and trying to put the fire out, do we?
Right then, where should we go for our afters?
Oh, Christ. I'll get down there as quick as I can.
God, not the bloody alarm again. Frank, do you want me to go downstairs?
No.
I don't mind.
I said no!
Oh, come on, Frank. Give me the keys. I'll go and turn the alarm off.
It's not just a bloody alarm!
Well, what is it then? Frank? Frank, tell me!
Fire! There's a fire.
Oh, my God. I'll come with you.
No, you won't. I want you to stay here for the time being. If the police call, at least there'll be someone here for them to talk to.
Frank.
Don't worry. You'll be more useful if you stay here.
I think it's time to go home.
It's well away home.
Get your hand away.
Right. get something out of my pocket anyway.
I'm in a car. I'm on the back of somewhere. What'd you take me for?
Suppose that means only random getting us to me house.
Ron, get out.
Oh, Ollie.
Get out!
Ollie! Ollie!
Where's the bloody fire?
To go to, Michael. You know me, Eddie, I can't help taking a professional interest, eh? It's gonna be one of yours, then? I'm unlikely. Just waiting for the call, you know. Hey, constable. Are you the key holder? Can you come with me, please, sir?
And just leave your keys in the ignition, please, sir. Thank you.
This is Mr. Candy, the key holder. What's the ambulance for? What's the ambulance for?
Do you have a grudge against you?
Sorry.
Any reason why I'd want to do this?
You think he?
It doesn't take much working out, does it? Eh?
No. No, I suppose not.
Who was it?
Danny. The young kid.
No. Jesus Christ.
I'm going to see his mother.
Shouldn't you leave it to the police?
I want to.
It's not up to you two.
He died in my factory. I want to.
Mr. Candy, I work for Bambos, loss assessors. If you want any representation for your claim, we're very willing to take responsibility.
Get out of my sight.
Not just injured. You really mean dead, don't you? Identify the body. You're going to say that? That what you're going to say as well?
He worked for me. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Cole.
See? Condolences now. That's it then. Is there anything I can do for you? Aren't you going to say that as well?
I just can't.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Candy. It's just that everybody's trying to be so... What was he doing in there?
I don't know.
Well, you should know. It's your bloody factory. You should know. You should know.
Police will need to talk to you later.
Look how dirty I am.
Wonder why he did it. Wonder what made him.
Who knows what's in a kid's mind?
Some people might say you contributed to it.
Why?
Well, if you'd given him a stiffer sentence, if you hadn't taken him on.
Look, if you give someone an opportunity and they set a match to everything, including themselves, it's terrible, but it is their responsibility, ultimately. Isn't it?
I know.
So you think the kid went in there to steal?
He had a criminal record, didn't he? Probably thought a fire would cover his tracks. Covered him. You wait and see, they'll find petrol burns or lighter fuel.
It's great timing, the kid, huh?
What do you mean?
The way things have been, a fire is what some people would have been wishing for.
Not us.
You got him out, you'll put him back. Quite easy, really.
So, do you think we're going to have to pay out on this?
Well, I thought I'd make some further inquiries while we wait for the forensic report, you know? State of their finances, stuff like that.
He could have got the kid to do it, couldn't he?
That's a bit of a vindictive view you're taking, isn't it?
I thought that's why we called in people like you, Michael.
Yes, well, I think it's a clean claim.
Mr. Candy's a very clean man.
Then you should be glad he's insured with you.
Let's just wait and see, shall we?
Oh, it's funny. I thought they were going to be hot. That's twice you've seen him.
I keep seeing.
You know. Thank you.
Seven, 8, 9. No offence.
How are you?
How am I?
How do you feel?
I'm on for manslaughter if this comes out. How do you think I feel?
What about the boy?
That's your department.
Isn't it plaguing on your mind? Don't you care?
Don't do that morality shit. You're here giving me the rest of my money, Mr. Magistrate. Mr. Conspiracy to commit, Mr. Accomplice.
I can't stand it! You know? I just can't.
Well, you just make sure you keep it to yourself.
The thing is, you're the only person I can talk to about it.
Find a priest. I'm an arsonist.
I'm lost. I actually feel lost.
Look, I'm away now, all right? Now just piss off and leave me alone.
Would you do it again? If somebody else asked you, could you
Get away from me! Keep away from me! It never happened, okay? It never happened!
He's got a fatality as well as a burnt-out factory to deal with. Poor guy's desperate to pick up the pieces. I feel sorry for him.
Are you allowed to?
Yeah. As long as I don't let my emotions cloud my judgment.
I must have chucked it out, Michael.
Your mother, eh? Hey? What's she like? I'm surprised you haven't got odd socks on.
I've paid the bill anyway.
Yeah, but I'd like to see the itemised one. You know what they're like? Charge you for a 2-hour call you never made to Inverary or somewhere.
Not if you're running BT.
Well, where's the bill then?
Have you tried the fruit bowl?
Audited accounts for the last 3 years. VAT returns. And details of our overdraft.
Some people would tell you all their records went up with the fire, eh?
Must make you suspicious. What have we done?
No, it's just my job to investigate the claim, and this is all part of the investigation. As soon as we get it out of the way, you can get back to turnover, hopefully.
Here we are.
Oh, thanks very much. Oh, Mrs. Candy. I noticed in the Company House report that you're a director of the company. Did you play an active part at all?
Oh, not really, just moral support.
Needed more now than ever, I'd have thought, eh?
Yes.
I've eliminated accidental causes, or the presence of any accelerant. But look at the smoke staining on the hinges of the stockroom door. It's thick, grimy, consistent with the smouldering fire. And what's more, it indicates that the door was closed while the smoke was depositing on those hinges. And despite the flashover, I even found heavy soot deposits on the surface of the light socket. Slow burn.
So the flashover was caused by the door being open, yeah?
Ventilation. Flammable gaseous pyrolysis products accumulate,
Someone opens the door and whoosh.
So the pattern of events is we have an arsonist that sets a fire in the packing room, closes the door, lets it smoulder for what?
A considerable time.
And then opens the door again.
Causing a flashover.
And all this time the alarm's going off. There's no logic in any of this at all, is there?
Yeah, it's not my province, logic. Anyway, people behave strangely in fires.
Not if they're supposed to be setting them.
Yes? Hello, Frank. Come in.
Would it be better if I came back late?
No. Louise was just getting off anyway.
Was I?
She lives opposite.
She's told you who I am, but she hasn't told me who you are.
Oh, I'm Danny's boss. I was.
Have you been more than his boss lately? Don't forget your old friends.
No.
If there's anything you want, just knock, all right?
Both single parents. Except now I'm just a single... You know what I mean?
What it is, I know the police are releasing the body, Danny's body. I know you'll need to be making funeral arrangements. Would you like me to make them for you?
My son stole from you, you know. One of your bags, he gave it to his girlfriend.
I know he was no angel.
I know police think he set fire while he was stealing more bags, probably. Because they think he was trying to get his own back on you because you knew you were going to let him go.
Well...
And really, though I know you won't say it to me, really. You must be glad to see it back on him. I mean, you must be thinking, the little gobshite.
Never. I swear.
Well, you're a very unusual man, then.
To be honest, I'm sorry I ever took him on.
And yet you want to make his funeral arrangements? You see? You are an unusual man. How would you like to be remembered?
Sorry?
That's what people ask, isn't it? What people say about you. Nobody's got much to say about Danny, have they? Thief who got burned in a fire. His death doesn't count for much, does it?
This just isn't a man you go in feeling suspicious about, you know? But there's motive. And then there's the fire itself. Everyone's thinking the kid did it out of some kind of revenge thing, but he just didn't behave like that.
So, if the boy didn't act like he set the fire, who did set it?
Nothing's what it seems, that's all I know at the moment.
So, you're going to have to unravel the mystery then.
Well, the insurance company will just need enough to deny on the balance of probabilities. You know, the truth won't have to come out. Well, you're not eating anything?
Not hungry.
What time did you receive a call to say the alarm had been activated?
Oh, well, I'm not really sure.
Well, Central Station reported an activation at 10:15, so you would have received a call minutes after that.
Yes, suppose so.
And what time did you get to the factory?
Sometime after that.
Well, the police said it was a little after 11, so that's 45 minutes at least. Were you delayed on the way down there?
Well, a bit.
A bit? Well, you didn't think it was urgent or anything then?
Look, I had 2 previous break-in attempts. I thought it was more of the same. You seem to be playing the policeman, Mr. Ryde.
Oh, I'm more thorough than them.
Oh, you think you'll discover something they've missed?
No, I'm just trying to ascertain the behaviour of the insured at the time of the fire.
But I didn't know there was a fire, did I?
No. No, that's right. Now, you sentenced Danny and then you took him on. That's a bit odd, isn't it?
You can't preach responsibility without showing some.
Well, he must have been very grateful.
You mean grateful enough to set fire to my factory for me?
As I said, I'm just trying to eliminate that as a possibility.
What are you doing?
Yes. He came up to me the night of the fire, remember? He said he'd represent me. He's going to.
I sent him away.
I'm not speaking to that ride character again without representation.
He doesn't believe you, does he?
And you know, these insurance people are always looking to avoid admitting liability, any excuse. I need protecting.
You go to the loss assessor and you'll have to answer more questions. You'll have to say more and more and more.
So?
You might not be able to keep it up, Frank. Tell me you had nothing to do with it. Go on. Tell me it wasn't you. Tell me.
The boy wasn't meant to be there.
You didn't have anything to do with the boy being there. Is that what you're saying?
Lynn, he didn't start the fire.
You. It was you.
No.
Who?
I commissioned someone.
Paid them? Deliberately went and...
An insurance scam. Wasn't meant to do any harm. It was meant to do the opposite because Christ, Lynn, in 6 months' time, everything I've worked for the business, this house, through no fault of my own, wasn't meant to do any harm. It was just meant to give me another chance.
And the boy. Danny. What?
I don't know! Wasn't supposed to be there. No one was. But he was. And he must have heard the alarm and gone in and... just one of those things.
Just one of those things?
You know what I meant.
No, I don't know what you bloody meant. I'll never know what you bloody meant. You killed him, you're
I just wanted to survive! Isn't that what you wanted? I decided to get pragmatic, Lynn, to adapt. Just like you wanted me to.
I have nothing to do with what you've done. I just didn't want things to come apart. But now they have. Now the only difference between you and Alec is that he only managed to destroy his own life.
So long as I was allowed to claim, I didn't think I'd be letting anyone down, only me.
You're supposed to be made different.
What are you going to do about it? Quite easily shop me. There's the phone. Go on. Go on. He may be dead, but I know what I meant!
Deny liability.
No, it's you who's taking the vindictive view.
Well, he seems like a decent man. He's got a story, but the trouble is it doesn't wash.
As far as the police are concerned, the boy was acting on his own. Candy will commence proceedings against us.
Well, maybe he won't. And even if he does, you've got enough to defend the claim.
Well, what happens if we have to face a big loss of profits claim and damages for forcing him into liquidation? Now, if you can prove that fire was down to him, fine, we'll deny liability. We may even have enough for a criminal conviction. But if you can't show that the boy was acting on his behalf...
Maybe the kid wasn't acting at all.
What?
If the kid was the arsonist, why didn't he act like it? I mean, you've seen the forensic report.
Well, kids can do funny things when they're breaking the law.
If you want me to find evidence of connivance, maybe I just haven't found out who Candy was conniving with.
So you've dispensed with one theory and now you've got a new one. Well, the same rule applies. It's called show me. Soon.
So sorry, Frank.
Mrs. Cole. My name's Michael Ryde. I'd just like to extend my belated condolences to you. It must have been very harrowing for you to sit through.
Mr. Ryde is investigating the insurance claim on the factory.
Well, does it need investigating?
Well, that's not a word I'd use. I'm assessing loss and liability.
My son was liable. Weren't you listening? Didn't know he broke his wrist that night. You'd think I'd know that, wouldn't you?
At least you know he was unconscious.
Very reassuring. The fractured skull, you mean? Yeah. I should be grateful for that, shouldn't I? I buried him 2 weeks ago, Frank. Felt like they dug him up again.
Anita?
It's all right, Louise. I'm fine, thanks.
Well, I'm going to have to leave you now.
I'll make you some tea. I could do with the company.
And what about...
I mean you.
There he is. Scorsing around like some kindly uncle. Everybody thinking he really does care, you know? What a responsible man he is.
Michael.
And you know what the sickest irony of all is? She hasn't got the faintest idea what he might be responsible for.
I'm responsible for something.
What?
I've been seeing someone.
Well, what for? Someone else? Were you with someone else?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What did I do?
Look, I've stopped it now, okay? I just wanted to tell you I made a terrible mistake. But it's finished now, and I just...
Finished? Look, you've just told me what you've done, what you've been doing. It'll never be finished.
It's your wife, isn't it? You've never been unfaithful to her, have you?
No, I've never been unfaithful to her. I've always been very strong about that sort of thing. I'm not sure what I stand for anymore. starting to betray everybody. I'm betraying you right now.
That's silly.
I'm in your bed. I've just...
Made me happy. It made me glad.
Have I?
Can't last though, can it? You're married, you feel bad.
Not if you want me.
I want more. Not my place to ask, though, is it?
Oh, it is.
Could I make you happy? Could I stop you crying?
Please.
I've been assessing your claim and I refuse to admit liability. Under the terms of the policy, you have no cover, you're disqualified.
We could talk about why it happened.
Well, this is your proposals to mitigate, is it?
I still want our marriage to work, don't you?
We took wedding vows. I meant them. I thought they were important.
Look, for Amy's sake, Michael.
Carl.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake. I made a mistake.
I can't live here anymore. I can't get my head around it. I can't see clear of it. I can't get a perspective on it. All I know is that you're not what I thought.
Don't you want to keep me?
I can't.
Thank you.
Hello. Hello. What can I do for you?
You do recognise me, don't you?
My son worked for your husband. You were at the funeral.
I just came to see how you were and if there was anything I could do.
I'm sure you and your husband have got your own worries.
Oh, it's just business, that's all. It's nothing really. It's okay.
Mr. Candy's been very kind, anyway.
It's the least he could do.
Well, thanks for... I think it's best if I look to myself from now on. Anyway.
I'm really, really sorry.
In the days leading up to the fire, did Danny appear edgy? Nervous to you?
No, seemed quite content. Had a new girlfriend, job to go to.
That's a funny thing, really, eh? I mean, on the night of the fire, he was going out on a date with Holly, wasn't he?
He looked smart when he went out.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. He's gone out on a date with his girlfriend. He's wearing nice clothes. Setting a fire seems to be the last thing on his mind.
He had a row, him and Ollie.
I know. And after that, he breaks into a factory and... just because he's had a row with his girlfriend. And because he's got a grudge against his employer that no one seems to be aware of.
Oh, I wish it made sense and all.
Look, did Danny smoke, Mrs. Cole?
No.
What? Secretly, perhaps?
Look, if he wanted to smoke, he wouldn't have cared what I thought.
How would he light them anyway?
Sorry?
They didn't find any ignition materials on him, Mrs. Cole. No trace of matches, no cigarette lighter, well, no cigarette. In other words, nothing to set the fire with. So how did he?
What are you saying?
Look, I might be overstepping.
What are you saying?
I'm saying he didn't.
Are you saying you've got proof? Or that's what you think?
The only thing that really suggests that Danny set that fire was the fact that he was found there.
That somebody else?
I think so.
Oh, I wish it were true.
Well, I'm trying to prove it. Why should the real culprit get away with it, eh?
The door was...
Well, this is a surprise.
Yes.
Mr. Hyde's just been...
Making further inquiries. Actually, I'm through now.
What about me? When you're through with me?
I've got to go. What I said about Danny, that's just between you and me, right?
Well, I don't owe you anything, Mr. Hyde, but I owe him in there. And the people you represent owe him something as well, so why don't you just pay up?
What did he ask you?
Oh. Stuff about Danny. How he was the night of the fire. The days before, how he was.
What else?
Doesn't think he did it, Frank. He says it doesn't add up.
Look, Anita, I'd like to believe that too.
He didn't have a match, he didn't have anything, he had his best trousers on.
Someone else? Is that what he told you?
Just because they found him there.
Who do you think he means, Anita? Who's the someone else?
Well, he doesn't know yet.
He means me. He's trying to say it was me or somebody connected with me. It's the only way he can disprove my claim, don't you see? He's throwing this shit around, hoping it'll stick, hoping the police will change their mind, but you mustn't believe it, Anita.
It made me hopeful.
You mustn't believe a word he said.
Just wanted to believe Danny was innocent.
No.
Your wife came to see me today.
What?
At work. She said she was worried about me. If only she knew. We're not going to let her find out. Oh, wait.
Look, if you just read this forensic report, it might make you think again.
Does it come out conclusively and say the kid didn't start the fire?
No, but it makes you ask yourself why the kid would hang around for almost an hour while the bloody thing smouldered.
You're looking for phantoms, Mr. Hyde.
No, I'm looking for an arsonist. Look, you know who the local ones are. Now, look, if we could find a connection between one of them and the policyholder...
I'll tell you what. Why don't you get Mr. Candy to confess? Then we're in business.
I've got him and his bank screaming, if the police are happy, why aren't we? And they're right. If the police are happy with their version of events, why are we letting you develop another one?
To establish that he's in it up to his eyeballs.
Yes, but you can't, can you? So we act in good faith and we settle.
Look, let me have one more go. Let me have another tilt this afternoon.
Oh, you think Frank Candy's going to break down and confess just because you've turned up again?
Maybe somebody else will. Now, on the night of the fire, you were in bed beside him, and when he got the phone call, obviously. And there seems to be some delay in him getting down there. Any reason you're aware why that might be?
He certainly left here in a hurry.
Did he?
Well, it was urgent, wasn't it?
Well, because the factory was on fire.
Of course.
And he told you that?
Yes, he got the phone call, didn't he?
No, only to say the alarm had gone off. Nobody knew about the fire then. I mean, it was smouldering, but in secret, as it were. You know, nobody knew about it until the flashover. Except your husband, by the sounds of it, and the arsonist, of course.
Maybe you didn't say that. Maybe he was just told about the alarm going off, and I don't remember it that well.
Yeah, but you do remember him leaving here in a hurry, yeah?
Look, I can't explain his delay in getting there. Haven't you asked him?
Well, he said he didn't attach much priority to it. It was the third time he'd been called out in 2 weeks, but you said he acted like it was urgent.
Look,
Now, knowledge of the fire, that would make it urgent, wouldn't it?
Look, I said I made a mistake.
No, you didn't make a mistake. Your husband made a mistake. No, he knew about that fire, didn't he? That's why he was able to tell you what it was before anybody else knew what it was. I mean, he even put on a little show of urgency for you, but the last thing he wanted to do was get down there to prevent anything. Oh, and it was going on all right, but not like he thought. I mean, it was doing damage, all right, but not like he thought, because a boy was caught in the middle of it.
I think you've said enough.
The poor kid just went to investigate.
Shut up.
He didn't know that the fire your husband was responsible for was waiting to kill him.
Shut up!
Look, will you stop covering up for him?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! It's all right, it's all right. He's just trying to upset me, trying to get me to say something I can't say.
Can't or won't?
Can't.
Get out of my house. Get out. You've overstepped the mark. Right out.
That's something you know about, isn't it?
You didn't give me up.
You nearly gave yourself up. Acting the innocent.
What you did, does it mean you forgive?
It means I was scared. And that's my main feeling these days.
Well?
Well, he's hiding behind his wife. Except that she's not very good at hiding him. She was on the verge of implicating him.
So what stopped her?
She stopped herself.
We're going to settle.
Now, look, that's
business. Doubting the policyholder's one thing, but if that also means doubting the police, we pay up. Well, the guy's a JP to boot, and if he suffers a claim, we're not going to suffer bad publicity and a defamation suit by not settling it.
He is responsible, you know.
So?
Well, it's wrong!
Wrong. You're a loss adjuster. You assess cover, you adjust claims and try and disprove bad ones. If you can't, you get philosophical about it. You don't start muddying it up with morality.
I suppose I better start helping him get back on his feet then, eh?
Yes. Look, he may have had that fire set. He may be the biggest hypocrite you've ever met. He may be the reason the boy's dead and screwing the mother into the bargain. But you know the most important thing about Mr. Candy? He's paid his premiums.
They're going to settle.
It's over. Not going to be any more.
No more questions. They think it's a fair claim. They accept what happened.
God, if I could.
Anyhow, just thought I'd better let you know.
Frank.
Mr. Candy?
Well, the pattern's pretty straightforward. You know, they actually thought they could get the same consistency with a synthetic as they could with real leather. Anyway, they want 60 and the rest of the leather's in the storeroom. This is cool.
Anita by now, Frank, sure.
Go to my office. Why did you come here?
Because I wanted to see you in your new factory.
You shouldn't have come here. We shouldn't see each other here.
Why not? I don't want it to matter.
Oh, is that why you're going to prove something?
I came here, Frank, because I'm interested in what's going on in your life. Isn't this the latest part of it? Your factory? What you can't stop talking about when you're in my bedroom.
All right.
Anyway, I bet your wife can breeze in and out of here as she pleases. I'm your dirty little secret.
No, you're not.
Well, come clean, then. Please.
You didn't say you were coming.
Come to see Amy. Do I need to make an appointment or something?
I just thought you might have rung.
Where is she? Amy? Amy, it's Daddy. Pulled it away. Hello? Who's this?
A friend of mine.
Oh, what, the friend? Is it the friend, eh? Come here, darling, come to me.
I don't want a scene, okay?
A scene? But you tell me it was over, and then I find him on my sofa with my daughter. That's a scene and a half, isn't it?
Look, we started talking again, started sorting stuff out.
Oh, what, giving each other another chance, are we?
Not something you believe in, is it? Another chance.
Look, none of this is a good idea in front of your daughter.
Paul's right.
Oh, he's right, is he? Hey, he's telling me how to behave in my house, and Paul's right, is he? What, you screw him, you let him get cosy with my daughter, and he's right? This is right, is it? Is this right, you bitch? This is right! Look, don't look at me like that, darling. I'm not the one.
I bought a book about fire. There's a chapter on how people behave in one. People have been known to run a bath of water and sit in it hoping the fire wouldn't get to them. They get lost in their own front rooms, can't find their way out through the smoke. Ever seen this sort of thing? New. They just lose. We've got out, haven't we?
Stay.
Can't.
Oh, just be late.
I'm already late. Got to get this lot on.
Attend another function.
I don't like it, Anita. I can't help it. That's the life I've got at the moment.
At the moment.
Okay.
You'll do.
I want the truth to come out. It's just hard.
If we've learnt anything from the pressure and stress of the
Frank
past few
will turn up, won't
it
he?
is that confidence.
He's had to work late a bit.
Busy.
Exactly.
Must be.
Sorry, it's just the empty chair's a bit spooky. For obvious reasons.
I don't believe in ghosts or
The
omens.
lessons of the past are hand.
Anyway, look.
We must question the way we do business. In the very act of survival, other considerations can often be put aside. Moral, ethical ones. And the public perception of standards in public and professional life has never been lower. We must be vigilant, not to put aside the dignity of our professions. If we do, the very foundation on which we stand falls away. And nothing we do, public or personal, has any value.
Amy! Amy!
She doesn't want to go out with you.
What have you been saying to her?
I've been trying to persuade her.
I don't believe you.
That doesn't surprise me. How could you take my word for anything anymore?
No, I want to go and see her.
You can't. You're prevented, remember?
You can't prevent me from seeing her!
She gets no pleasure from being with you, Michael. That's why she's up at that window. That's why she hasn't run down to kiss you. Maybe she's scared she's going to disappoint you.
Amy! Amy!
Hello, Mrs. Candy. Have you got a minute?
Why?
I just never got a chance to thank you for your cooperation on the claim.
Is that it?
Well, you must be very proud of the way you cooperated. Look, this isn't terribly professional, but if you just bear with me. You see, when an insurer undertakes to cover the risk of someone like your husband, then someone like your husband is supposed to observe what we call a doctrine of utmost good faith. In other words, before an insurance company will enter into a contract with them, everything material should be truthfully represented. And nothing should be withheld. A trust, basically. Like in any good relationship. Like in a marriage. Like yours.
My marriage is my business. Mine and my husband's.
You're acting in good faith, aren't you? Trouble is, there's a third party, you see. You could ask me to leave now if you want, I'll go.
You like to say things, don't you? You like to make things up.
Look, I never make anything up. I'm just not too keen on people that do.
Especially if you think they're getting away with it.
Yeah, well, he's getting away with it. It's a dead boy's mother, for Christ's sake!
Prove it.
I can. This time I can. Do you want me to show you?
You're going to have to, aren't you?
He was going to a function with you, wasn't he?
This isn't your job.
And he turned up late, didn't he?
This isn't what you're supposed to do.
Why did he say he was late?
You're not supposed to follow him around. You're not supposed to hide yourself.
Daddy's not supposed to cheat on you, is he? You defended him. Defended him in the name of a marriage you've barely got. Do you still want to cooperate for him?
You can take them back.
It's getting harder and harder for him to hide what he is, you know. Don't help him.
Can you go now, please?
I didn't expect you to... But you know now, don't you? I mean, you know. You know he can't stop being a fraud.
Goodbye, Mr. Ryde.
What are you going to do, Lynn?
We're in it all right, aren't we? The eternal triangle. Only this one's got 4 sides. Ryde's been following you around. Oh, he's been very thorough. Candid camera.
Ryde?
The last time he came to see me, I put up a show for you. I lied to him for you. Then he comes back and shows me what you've been doing. This time, I can't put up a show.
I know.
No. I know. What kind of man are you? The son's dead because of you. And now you're screwing his mother. Haven't you screwed her enough already?
She loves me.
Oh, she loves you. Now, which you is that she loves? The you that didn't kill her son?
I just wanted to be kind. I wanted to be well thought of by her.
Tell her about Danny. See what's left then. See what's left!
Has he been here?
Oh.
Ride! Has he tried to contact you? Has he rung you?
No! What's wrong?
Promise me something. Promise me!
What are you talking about?
Don't speak to him. Don't let him speak to you, not unless I'm with you. He seems to know about you and me. He's told Lynn.
Why?
He's just told her.
Well, then there's nothing to worry about anymore, is there? Is there?
No. He's been harassing my wife. He's visited the factory uninvited. He has no business being anywhere near us anymore. What the hell does he think he's up to?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh, what's that supposed to mean? You employ him?
He walked. In the aftermath of your claim, actually. Disillusioned. I tried to dissuade him, but once he gets an idea in his head...
He doesn't work here anymore. Where is he?
Working for himself now, by the sound of it.
Is your husband in?
He doesn't live here anymore.
Oh, really?
Yes, really. We're separated.
And do you know where he's living?
What's this about?
It's about his conduct, actually.
Is this work?
I'm trying to work.
Make it legal. I am.
I heard him banging on the door.
His wife's found out.
That'll be the end of your little fling, then.
Will it?
Well, they always go back to the wife.
Is that what you'd like to see?
Hey.
Well, then we'd both be the same again, wouldn't we? Lonely and expecting nothing.
What are you expecting, then?
Something good to keep happening to me. Something bloody good!
You should have just gone bankrupt. Think of what you would have saved. Does she know yet?
Maybe you want to tell her. But you couldn't, could you? Because you've known all along. You've kept quiet all along. And even though I've been unfaithful to you, we've both been unfaithful to her.
No, I was going to walk away. Just get out the way. And then I thought everybody else does that, don't they? You know, avoid, evade, backslide. Well, I told your wife, Frank, about your indiscretion. I just came to say how it was turning out.
You don't get it, do you?
Get what?
I wanted it to come out. I'm glad about it.
And is she glad?
Oh, not as glad as your wife.
What are you talking about? What's my wife got to do with you?
I've been to your house, too. I know. I've been to your office. You don't belong there either, do you? You're nowhere. You've got nothing. You thought you could hurt me. I'm doing fine in comparison to you.
I thought you didn't walk away!
That's a real skill you've acquired.
What?
Getting rid of people.
Pleased to see me.
Would you like a hand with that?
Helpful, not you.
Danny was innocent. Your son didn't do it, Mrs. Cole.
Look, I know what's coming next, so you might as well just save it, all right?
So how's the new man in your life? Must be feeling pretty spooked. I mean, he can leave his wife. But I won't go away.
He's not scared of you. He's got nothing to be scared of.
And is that how he was when he told you not to talk to me? Hey, was he calm? Was he in control? I exposed a hypocritical bastard to his wife, but that's nothing compared to how he's deceiving you.
We live under the same roof now. Me and him, the same roof.
But that means nothing! Even if you go home tonight and cook his tea and climb on top of him afterwards, it won't change one simple fact. He was responsible for the fire. His business was on the ropes and he had the fire set.
But the police...
The police have been happy to blame your son. And so has Frank, hasn't he? Hey? Look at Miss Dewey doesn't feel too good about it. That's why he's been so solicitous to you. That's why he was at the inquest. He's gone to such lengths to secure his conscience. He's even moved in with you. But he hasn't done the one thing he should do. He hasn't owned up to the fact that your son's dead because of him.
That can't be true. None of it.
Why not?
Because I love him.
Just ask him.
Hi. Frank, is it?
Yeah?
And hopefully we should have the whole consignment shipped out to you in about 10 days. No, I won't let you down on that. You've got my word. Okay. Bye. I was just about to, come home.
Can I have it?
What?
You just said on the phone, you've got my word. It's obviously something you pride yourself on. Can I have it?
My word?
That you didn't cause the fire. That Danny didn't die because your business was failing.
We had some problems. All businesses do.
Give me your word.
Has Wright been to see you?
Give me your word.
When our bags leave here, they've been examined 4 times. During construction, afterwards, it's standards, Our quality control is... I have very high standards. I have standards, Anita, but something got through. I had to let it through.
Fire.
Danny wasn't supposed to be there. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
And you let the police think he had a grudge against you?
I didn't disagree.
And he kept coming round to me. Oh. Such pity you took.
I meant it. I wanted to do anything I could.
You could have cleared his name.
Once I started lying, I had to keep going. I had the fire set to survive. I had to keep on surviving.
Yeah, now you're thriving. And you got me to fall in love with you. Oh, I understand right now. The way he's seen you get your story straight, the way it's turned out.
I hate what I've done to you. I love you. Go to the police if you want.
They don't resurrect the dead.
You could. His name, anyway.
Bury yours.
If you want nothing more to do with me, I'm buried anyhow.
Who else knows?
Lynn.
She was going to stand by you, was she?
I wanted you. I wanted you.
You knew about Danny. You knew what Frank had done.
I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you.
I'm here.
It's funny. I always thought I'd be the one to avoid you. That you'd be the one who came looking for me and I'd be made to feel sorry for what I'd taken away from you.
I didn't know what Frank had done till afterwards.
But you lived with it?
Not very well.
Well enough.
He was my husband. It's hard to let go. You try and hang on. Weren't you trying just as hard to take him, to have him?
That was before I knew. Before I knew.
Oh, and it was all right before you knew. It was all right to act like you did. It was all right to go screwing someone else's husband. He left me and you got everything you wanted.
I was entitled.
To him?
I brought my son up on my own. When was the last time anybody showed any interest in me? Any affection for me? I had nobody.
How much thought did you give to me?
You've had years of love. Years.
And now you're angry. Because after all you're trying, you're still not going to have any, are you?
I was looking forward to it.
Frank thinks you can save him. The stupid fool's got it all wrong. You're not good enough to save anybody, are you?
Prefer to be here today, Frank. Staring at the ruins, eh?
You think I'm going to break down and confess my sins to you? All my transgressions?
You don't have to. Yeah, look how passive you are. You haven't flung yourself at me, you know? There's no fist in my face. You haven't even shouted. You've given up the fight, really, haven't you?
I still have my business, right?
Oh, you won't be able to run it soon, eh? You won't have the wherewithal. You don't mind, really, do you?
You know about 1/10 of what you think you do.
I've done everything I can to screw up your life. You could have gone to the police and had an injunction against me, but you didn't. You could have got them to stop me from going anywhere near you or yours, but you didn't. Oh, you could have tried harder, Frank. You're a magistrate. I mean, you know the score. But you didn't stop me screwing up your life because it's what you wanted, really, wasn't it? Hey, it's what you think you deserve, really, isn't it?
There's only one person who can decide what I deserve. And it's not me. And it's certainly not you, you bastard.
She's already decided, Frank, otherwise you wouldn't be here, would you? Look at you, Frank! Hey! You're covered in shit! You were full of it, Frank, and now it's all over your fucking suit! For everyone to see!
What do people see when they look at you, right?
Me? There should be more people like me.
I'm like you. I went too far because I wanted things to turn out right. I'm like you.
That's a confession, Frank. That's a confession.
They let me off work early. I asked to go earlier. They let me.
The man who set the fire. How did you get to meet him?
He was up before me. Arson. Not guilty, technically. Just like me.
How did you pay him?
Half and half. What do you want to know? Details for Anita.
The judge likes all the evidence. Was it half the money after the fire? How did you feel giving him the money when you knew Danny was dead?
How do you think?
But you still paid up.
Had to.
Was he sorry?
Really?
Well, didn't you try and make him sorry?
How could I?
Didn't you even try, Frank? What did you do, Frank? Did you just hand over the rest of the money and have a chat about what went wrong?
Can't change anything. I did, Anita.
And what did he do with the money you gave him, Frank? Did he have a nice holiday? Did he buy a decent car?
What could I have done? What should I have done?
So full of remorse, Frank. But you made sure nobody knew about it.
I came to you.
I'm done with you. Try the police.
Anything you want.
Frank?
You can go back in now. Go back in. I know the way there. I know the way. I know the way. I know the way.
thinks I'm not good enough to save you.
You're better than me.
You gave me something. I was glad to take it.
I saw. Oh, Christ, I saw.
It wasn't just penance, was it? Danny's dead. I could say goodbye to you and all. But I'm sick of grief. I'm sick of it. Let's just live.
Think. You could keep the house, you know.
The less kept I feel, the better.
Your own woman.
Not yet. What's happened with you and her?
Well, we're okay.
You are? She must really want to save you. What am I supposed to do? Let her? Let you both get on with it?
What are you going to do?
Do you know something, Frank? I've come to realize how full of admiration I am for Ryde. Completely uncompromising where the truth's concerned, isn't he?
What are you gonna do? Forgot my key.
Don't expect this every night.
Every night.
What?
I don't think we're gonna get away with many more nights, Anita.
What are you talking about?
Lynn.
Oh.
I'm sorry. After all this trouble.
You and me both, eh?
Hello? Frank!
Factory alarm's gone off.
Come on!
What's the matter? Didn't you want it to burn this time, eh?
You bastard! You bastard!
That's your man! There! Look, that's him! Look, that's your man! That's your man there!
What, do you think I set the fire just for the hell of it?
You tell me.
You know I wanted you to investigate the other fire more fully. I tried to convince you it was suspicious. I thought this would lead you back to it, that's all.
So you were sneaking around with a can of petrol in the cause of justice, were you?
Well, it takes some obvious clues to make you lot pull your finger out, doesn't it, eh? Why do you think I used petrol and 3 seats of fire?
I think you were just as happy to see the place burnt down, weren't you? To destroy it. Just malice in the end, wasn't it?
I don't think so. A little desperate, maybe, to see him answer more questions about the circumstances in which a boy died. Christ, am I the only person that's interested in that? Is that malice?
We're going to charge you.
No, I'm not a criminal.
You are now.
I'm not a criminal!
Several times in the past few weeks he's approached me and made allegations about Frank Candy being responsible for my son's death. Well, apart from that being distressing in itself, it's just crazy. I mean, would I choose to live with him if I thought he'd done that?
He has a bee in his bonnet about the insurance company settling my claim. He's been harassing me ever since.
Why didn't you make a complaint?
I thought he'd stop.
I understand you live with the dead boy's mother, Mr. Candy.
Yes.
Well, he's got this version of events in his head. It's pretty incredible. Between you and me, I think he's deranged.
I think so, too.
Be with you just a sec, all right?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Candy. Thanks for coming in.
Why are you here?
A ride. He tried to set fire to the factory.
I know how he feels.
What have you come here for?
Yes, madam.
I'm not sure that it's worth reporting, really.
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
I'm sorry. I'd just be wasting everybody's time. And my own. I'm sorry.
Lynn.
You could have set a match to both of us.
I hope you're grateful.
You're letting me go.
No. I'm letting go. I didn't do it for you. I did it for me and Ginny and all the other people who work for you, because the big difference is they need you. Be good.